This is a News Channel Nebraska special report.
Welcome back on this Monday night to Quarantine Tonight here on News Channel Nebraska. Good evening. We're so glad you joined us. A few sprinkles across the Cornhusker State, but otherwise a very nice July evening. We are in for 2 hours of great music. In fact, our guest tonight was on our show early on, and we were lucky to get him back. He's from Tecumseh, Nebraska, down there in Johnson County. No, he's not a resident of the Tecumseh State Prison. He is a free man living with his family in Tecumseh and has some great original music that we're hoping to hear as well. So we are in for quite a treat. One of the things I wanted to talk about in our house business segment tonight is your letters. We were going through, getting ready for Mike's mailbag tonight. We realized we need some. We need to hear from you. We want to hear from you. And if you haven't already written our show, we are currently set to go to August 14th. That is the plan. We are in the process of trying to make a decision how we're going to juggle high school sports with Quarantine Tonight. And if this is a program you enjoy, send us a letter. We will put up the lower third so you can see exactly where to send it to. But if you send us those letters, we will not only read them on the air if you like. If you don't want to be on the air, just say, hey, don't put this on the air. We promise we won't do it. But you telling us the kind of music you like and your preferences and where to find them, and even suggesting to us some bands, it really does help. You would be surprised if you were scheduling bands for this show, how difficult it can be to find the right band to fit with our audience 5 nights a week. But thanks to the letters and the feedback that we get from you, we've been, in my opinion, pretty successful along the way. Now, last Friday night, we had a lot of fun with the Mark Villadol Band, and they put on a polka show that we hope someday we can replay. If you were with us on Friday night, it was the, we weren't only just celebrating Friday night, it was the end of technical errors last week. We've got everything figured out, and our sound is perfect tonight. So, with that, let's get on to the business of Quarantine Tonight, as we do each and every night with an evening prayer.
Greetings from First Congregational United Church of Christ of Norfolk, Nebraska. I'm Pastor Jackie Perry. Would you pray with me, please? God, our peace and our strength, we come to you this evening in the midst of summer months. For many, this is a time of relaxation, but for others, the burdens, worries, and cares continue to weigh them down. When we experience the heaviness of these days, open our ears to hear your words, our hearts to feel your presence, and our spirits to receive your healing touch. Hear our prayers, precious Holy Spirit. We pray for our nation and the world as we continue to face the uncertainties around coronavirus. Protect the most vulnerable among us, especially all who are currently sick or in isolation. Encourage us to stand strong, to seek the blessings that you have provided for us. Especially, we thank you for the gift of music this evening, and for this whole delightful, engaging series of local musicians who have come to us through the miracle of broadcasting. And move us to transmit our joy in the morning. Amen.
Well, that was a very nice prayer. We need more of her on TV. She even called broadcasting a miracle, which I would agree. Daniel Christian is our guest tonight, and I'm very excited. I don't know if you can see behind me, but we have my favorite instrument, the beautiful piano from Lutheran High Northeast. It has been hiding across the curtain here for most of our time at this new location, and it is truly a great gift that they've allowed us to use until school goes back in session. Daniel, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me. It's wonderful to be back with you here.
Daniel's a Tecumseh guy, and like I said, he's not from the prison. He's from the town.
So far, so good.
Did you ever go to the prison and put on a show?
I would love to do that,
Would
but
you?
I've never been invited. I think that would be a lot of fun.
You could do a little jailhouse rock.
Yeah, I'm sure we could.
That is a maximum security prison, so I don't know if I'd sign up for that.
Who knows what they'll allow.
How has your summer been so far? When we last talked, was it April?
Yeah, it was early April, just after a lot of this kind of started happening.
Yeah.
It's, back then I was saying, people would ask me all the time, how are you doing with this? And are you losing a lot of work? And I'd say, I'm optimistic. If it takes away our summer and our fall, it might get interesting. And unfortunately, we've hit that point. A lot of musicians like myself have lost probably 6 months of the year. But, there's a lot of ways out there to stay busy and find creative solutions and keep plugging away. So that's what we've been trying to do.
You've been writing some music?
Been writing a little bit of music. We've been playing a lot of music online. That's been the new thing, it seems like, playing online shows. And we started something called the Empty Spaces series, where I would go and play concerts. Instead of just playing from home in my living room all the time, we would play a concert from some place that was empty because of the pandemic. So we would do a show from an empty church, for example, or a show from an empty opera house, or we even did some interesting ones like an empty hair salon and empty daycare and things like that. So we did a few episodes of that, and it was just kind of our way of acknowledging that we're all in this together and we're all kind of struggling through and finding our way. But people have been very supportive of us, and we hope to get back to it as soon as we can.
We're going to talk to Daniel some more, but I know what's in his first set, and you are going to love it. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome Daniel Christian to News Channel Nebraska.
Started out down a dirty road. Started out all alone. The sun went down as I crossed the hill. The town's lit up and the world stood still. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. We're coming down is the hardest thing. Good old days may not return. The rocks might melt and the sea may burn. I'm learning to fly around the clouds. What goes up must come down. Some say life may beat you down and break your heart, steal your crown. When I started out, for God knows where, I guess I'll know when I get there. Yeah, learning to fly, but I ain't is the hardest thing. Learning to fly. Learning to fly. Take to the highway, won't you lend me your name? Your way and my way seem to be one and the same. Mama don't understand it. She wants to know where I've been. I have to be some kind of natural born fool to wanna pass that way again. You know I can feel it. Walking on a country road. Sail on home to Jesus, wants you good girls and boys. I'm all in pieces, you can have your own choice. But I can see a heavenly band full of angels coming to set me free. I don't know much about the wild wind, but I can tell it's bound to be. You know I can feel it on a country road. I guess my feet know where they want me to go. Walking on a country road. I take to the highway, won't you lend me your name? Your way and my way seem to be one and the same child. My mama don't understand it. She wants to know where I've been. I have to be some kind of natural born fool to wanna pass that way again. And now I know I can feel it right. Walking on a country road. Walk on down, walk on down, walk on down, walking on a country road. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, I'm walking on a country road. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm walking on a country road. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, floating like a breeze. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. A country road, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. The country roads, I hear a voice in the morning hour. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And Driving down the road, I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads take me home, my country road. I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. My name is Daniel Christian, and most of the time I drive around the country and play concerts of songs that I've written, and we've made some records, but tonight I want to share a whole bunch of songs that maybe you've heard before too, and these are some favorites of mine, and hopefully a few that you'll recognize and enjoy too. This next song is a song by a band that was played in my house quite a bit when I was a kid growing up in southeast Nebraska. And a large part of that was because my dad played in a band, actually a couple of them. So I grew up listening to bands rehearse in our home, and for me, the MTV version of musicians was not really what I grew up with. I grew up with people working hard and sweating it out in rehearsal and sweating it out loading into the show and staying late afterwards to pack it all up again and seeing lots of people have a good time at the show. That's kind of what a rock star meant to me when I was young. So it's fun for me to sing these old songs, and here's a song by a band we listened to a lot back in those days. This is a band called Alabama. Rolling down a backwoods Tennessee byway, one arm on the wheel, holding my lover with the other, a sweet, soft southern thrill. Worked hard all week, got a little jingle on a Tennessee Saturday night. Couldn't feel better, I'm together with my Dixieland delight. Spend my dollar, park in a holler 'neath the mountain moonlight. Hold her up tight, make a little lovin', a little turtle lovin' on a Mason-Dixon night. Fits my life, oh so right, my Dixieland delight. White-tailed buck deer munching on clover, a red-tailed hawk sitting on a limb, chubby old groundhog, croaking bullfrog, free as a feeling in the wind. Homegrown country girl, she's gonna give me a whirl on a Tennessee Saturday night. Lucky's a 7, living in heaven with my Dixieland delight. Spend my dollar, park in a holler 'neath the mountain moonlight. Hold her up tight, make a little lovin', a little turtle lovin' on the Mason-Dixon night. Fits my life, oh so right, my Dixieland delight. All right, this next one goes back a few years. This is an older blues tune that goes back to, I think, 1948. So it's been redone a whole bunch of times since then. But this is an old tune called the Mercury Blues. Had the money, I tell you what I'd do. Well, I would go downtown or
buy a Mercury or two, 'cause I'm crazy about a Mercury that cruise up and down this road. Gonna buy me a Mercury out and I cruise up and down this road. Well, the gal I love, I stole her from a friend. Fool got lucky, he stole her back again. 'Cause she know they had a Mercury that cruise up and down this road, up and down this road. She know they had a Mercury and they cruise up and down this road, up and down this road. Hey now mama, where'd you stay last night? Your hair's all down, your clothes don't fit you right. Had the money, I'll tell you what I do. I go downtown and buy a Mercury or two, 'cause I'm crazy about a Mercury and they cruise up and down this road, up and down this road. Gonna buy me a Mercury, gonna buy me a Mercury, gonna buy me a Mercury. Cruise, cruise up and down this road, up and down this road. Had the money, I tell you what I do. Well, I would go downtown and buy a Mercury or two. I'm crazy about a Mercury. They cruise up and down this road, up and down this road. Well, I'm crazy about a Mercury and they cruise up and down this road, up and down this road, up and down this road.
Popular song. I've heard that one a few times. Did Alan Jackson do that one as well?
He did indeed. Steve Miller Band has done it, and a whole bunch of other blues artists along the way. I think the Rolling Stones did it once.
There aren't many Mercuries out on the road anymore.
Not cruising up and down that road so much now.
I probably should stand over here where the light is a little bit better. I just committed like 15 television crimes by walking in front of you and then with my back to the screen. So
That's all right. You're among friends with your viewers, I have a feeling.
all three of us.
Thank you both for watching tonight.
Thank you. We'll love the sound. Are you going to the piano next?
I think that's my plan. If it's okay with you, we'll use this nice
yes.
piano they gave us.
You know that I'm fascinated by this piano. What do you like better? Do you like the guitar or the piano?
I like drums best.
What?
Yeah, I started out as a drummer, but then I started writing songs. I took piano lessons. I learned guitar from some friends, and this for me is where I write songs, usually on a guitar or a piano. But drums is where I'm most comfortable, even to this day.
Now, he's got a song about cruising Maine in Tecumseh growing up. It's, what is it called?
It's called Bruising the Bricks.
Bruising the Bricks. And, okay, so there are a number of towns across Nebraska that have the brick streets.
That's right, especially around the courthouse downtown.
Oh, yes. The towns that I think of right away off the top of my head are Cumming County, West Point.
West
they
Point,
have brick
indeed.
streets, and they like to cruise in West Point.
Yeah, yeah.
What would be
My
another?
mom is from Alliance, Nebraska, and she's the one who told me that phrase, Bruising the Bricks. So that's where that comes from.
I was just in Alliance like 2 weeks ago, and you're right. They do have brick streets. They just recently redid like the main drag with some trees and such right down there by the Box Butte County Courthouse.
Indeed, I'd have to go back and see it. It's been a while since I've been through.
Well, that's beautiful. Well, we're going to get him to play Bruising the Bricks here a little bit later and some of his originals. But next up, he's on the piano, so don't go anywhere. If you have to, grab yourself a drink. We're going to compress our breaks a little bit tonight so that we can get as much Daniel Christian as possible. And to find out more about Daniel, you can go to his website at danielchristianmusic.com. I get that right?
You got it. That's
DanielChristianmusic.com. All right, real quick, let's do Mike's mailbag, and I got to make an appeal for more letters. We need to hear from you. If you haven't written a letter yet, please do so. Let's go get the mail, check out the mail truck, and find out who wrote us today. We do need your letters to keep this going. From Columbus, Susan and Larry Picorni. They like the Quarantine Tonight show. We never knew there was so much talent in our areas. They like Lynn Dvorak, the Happy Players, the Chings, the Smoke Ring, Joe Coxon. Television needed a show like this for a long time. We appreciate that, and they also like watching Father Joe. So do we. Thank you, Susan and Larry from Columbus. All right, next up from Ottawa, Iowa, B.R. Johnson. They are liking this in Western Iowa. Best programming on TV, Monday through Friday. Well, thank you, BR. Thank you for all the work you put in. And, of course, we are grateful for the various groups who perform. So are we. We wouldn't miss a Leo Lonnie Band or polka show. Well, we had some great polka for you on Friday night with the Mark Villadol Band. Thanks for your note in Ottawa. And next up, two steady listeners from Fremont. They wrote us a nice note that say, thank you so much for quarantine programs, brought so much joy and spirit to your shut-ins. We especially enjoy the polka bands. The Harmony Boys' Polish music was so enjoyable. Please ask them to come back real soon. We will do that. The Happy Players Band was great also. However, all of your performers have been appreciated. The Daily Mass from St. Isidore's is a blessing. They like the work we do as a host here and are so kind to everyone who shows up on the show. Thank you so much for giving us listeners something to look forward to each night during these COVID-19 times. Keep up the great entertainment. Thank you to our viewers in Fremont. We're so glad that you're watching, and we would love you to send us a note. We'll put the address down there. You can send us a letter to 214 North 7th Street, Norfolk 68702. I'll be honest, the letters keep us going more than anything, even over the advertisers. Because this is what connects us to the state of Nebraska, and we get so much feedback. I was telling somebody when I started in broadcasting, it was radio, and when you say caller number 9, you get 9 calls, just like that. I mean, that's the beautiful part about being a broadcaster in radio. And when I started doing TV, I would leave the station some nights and I maybe did the weather or I read the news and nobody calls up. It's like going into a grocery store. You just expect them to have lettuce. Nobody calls the grocery store and says, thanks for having lettuce. But through this program, we've been able to connect with so many of you across the state, and I can't tell you how much it means. So we'll put that address up again here, and we'll hopefully get some more mail for the mailbag. All right, more Daniel Christian in just a moment. You're going to like this. He's going to be on the piano coming up on News Channel Nebraska. Welcome back to Quarantine Tonight. I am your host, Mike Flood, with a very special program tonight. We have Daniel Christian. This is his second appearance on Quarantine Tonight. I want to thank our presenting sponsor, the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Daniel is behind the Lutheran High Northeast piano. And let me just tell you a quick story about this piano. So quarantine hits, or I should say COVID-19 hits. We have this idea to do this show. I called the principal out there and I said, hey, I know you've got a beautiful piano. I've got a guy that wants to play it to come on this show, Stephen Larson. Would I be able to come borrow it? And to his credit, you know, if I were a school principal, I'd be like, no one's touching this thing. This is a beautiful piano. It can only get wrecked. He thought about it and he said, well, I just don't want it to get hurt. And I was like, neither do I. Chad Barnhill will come over and get it. And Chad turned it on its side, moved it out of the high school. We got it here, and it has been a delight. Isn't it a beautiful machine?
It's a great part of why I was looking forward to coming back again. And, of course, you're the other part. But let's be honest, this piano is
this
great.
This is it. This is it. Like, you can't – and so with school starting, we have to get it – we want to get it back so that the real benefactors, the students, can play it. But I'm going to cry an elephant here when this thing leaves our undisclosed location because it's just a beautiful thing. And I'm not somebody that I would say before this show that thought about pianos in any way. Like, I didn't have any kind of attachment to a piano or any kind of instrument. but watching what people like you can do with something like this is very satisfying. So, Daniel, you're going to do some Beach Boys. What else have you got on this set here?
I thought we'd maybe do some Bob Seger and some Beatles and who knows what else.
All right.
All
We're
kinds of
going to
things.
hear some of Daniel's original music coming up as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Quarantine Tonight. Daniel Christian from Tecumseh, Johnson County, Nebraska is with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me, and thanks to everyone for tuning in. We mentioned Chad Barnhill, without whom this wouldn't be possible, and all the great crew here, Ty and everybody, thank you for being part of this and making it a lot of fun for me. I mentioned earlier that I used to listen to my dad and his band practice in our home and perform as well, and this is one of the songs that they used to do. And when you grow up listening to your father play music for a living, it's kind of funny when sometimes you hear those same songs on the radio and you wonder, how did those guys get a hold of my dad's songs? So this is one of those. This is a lot of people know it as a Bob Seger song, but I know it as a song by Dad and his bandmates, and hope you enjoy it. Looked down a westbound road, right away made my choice. Headed out to my big two-wheeler, I was tired of my own voice. Took a beat on the northern plains and I rode that power on. "12 miles to the Mackinac City, stopped at a bar to have a brew. Met a girl, we had a few drinks, and I told her what I decided to do. She stared out the window one long moment, then she looked into my eyes. She didn't have to say a thing. I knew what she was thinking. Roll, roll me away, won't you roll me away tonight? I too am lost, and I feel double-crossed, and I'm sick of what's wrong with what's right. She never even said a word, we just walked out there and got on that bike, and we rolled. And we rolled clean out of sight. We rolled across the high plains, then deep into the mountains. It felt so good to be finally feeling free. And somewhere along the high road, the air began to turn cold. She said she missed her home. I headed on alone. Stood alone on a mountaintop, staring out at the great divide. I could go east, I could go west, it was all up to me to decide. Just then I saw a young hawk flying, and my soul began to rise. Pretty soon, my heart was singing, roll, roll me away, won't you roll me away tonight? Gotta keep rolling, gotta keep riding, keep searching till I find what's right. And as the sunset faded, I spoke to the faintest first starlight. I said, next time, next time. Thank you. Thank you for the applause in the studio. That's very kind. Let's see. This is it's been a little bit warm. Here's a Beach Boys tune.
I may not always love you, but long as there are stars above you, you'll never need to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it. God only knows what I'd be without you. If you should ever leave me, life will still go on, believe me. The world would show nothing to me, so what good would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you. If you should ever leave me, life will still go on, believe me. The world would show nothing to me, so what good would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you.
All right, that's a Beach Boys tune there, and let's see. We've got a young gentleman working with us tonight with an Elton John shirt on, so that gave me an idea. So here's your song.
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. Don't have much money, boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, but then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best that I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that he's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind, I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. I sat on the roof, I kicked off the moss. Well, a few other verses, they got me quite cross. But the sun's been quite kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if the green if they're blue. Anyway, the thing is, what I really mean is yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind, I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind, I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. Thanks, you guys. I hope you're all doing well at home. I know it's been a strange year, but it's been, it's been challenging, but I've found that we have a lot of support for what we do in this business of the arts. I used to be a high school English teacher, and I did that for a few years, and then thought maybe I'd play guitar and piano for a little while. And I didn't know if maybe I'd do it for, a year or two, but it's been now 12 years. This is my first pandemic as a professional musician, but you've all made it a lot easier to bear. I have found that fans and supporters are far more reliable and encouraging than any grant or government assistance. So thank you all for continuing to support not just me, but all the people who do what I do, and thank you for supporting this program, which supports people like me and do what I do. So great to be with you all this evening. Thank you for letting us into your homes. Let's see, how about a Beatles tune? Would that be all right? I hope so. I can't hear your response, but hopefully you're at home saying, yes, we like the Beatles too. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. And though they may be parted, there's still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. when the night is cloudy, there's still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Thank you, guys. That's very nice. Let's see. We've got a little bit of time, and I was thinking I would do this. This is another older tune. This one goes back to 1959, and it's another song that's been done by a whole bunch of different artists. Everybody from Johnny Cash to Dave Matthews Band. Lefty Frizzell, I think, got into some Hall of Fame action with this one. So it's a little bit of a spooky song, but it goes like this. 10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, someone was killed beneath the town hall light. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave while the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. The judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere else, then you won't have to die. Oh, I said not a word, though it meant my life, for I'd been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave while the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. The scaffold is high, eternity is near. She stood in the crowd and she shed not a tear. And sometimes at night, when the cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries over my bones. Oh, she walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave while the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me.
Wow, that is kind of a spooky song there. She's
Yeah, well, you
visiting.
know Johnny Cash and those guys, they like those spooky tunes.
So when he came on the show tonight, I said to him beforehand, would you describe your style as a little bit of Americana? And you know, you were non-committal to that. You know, I think you see a multi-genre, you live in a multi-genre world, but a lot of what you sound and you sing about is fits that Americana mold for me, and it's something I'm kind of exploring. I think it's great. So talk to me. You got into music. Your dad was a musician. You were what, 3, bouncing around the stage, or younger than that?
Yeah, something like that. Actually, when I was born, I'm pretty sure that's how he made a living for the family, was playing drums in this band that played street dances and weddings and things like that. And so I grew up around it, and he continued to do that until I was maybe 8 or 9 years old. And from time to time, I would even have an opportunity to play with the band in front of all those people, and it's hard to go back after something like that.
You've been in the Richardson, Johnson County area for a long time then.
That's
so
right. It's where I was born and raised.
a lot of street dances in Auburn, probably.
Yeah, there and in Sterling and in Elk Creek and Johnson, and you know, you don't see street dances like you used to.
What about Pawnee City? You ever
Pawnee
get down?
City, absolutely. As a matter of fact, when I was a high school English teacher, that's where I was a teacher, was Pawnee City,
Pawnee
Nebraska.
City, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know some of those folks down there in Pawnee County.
I'll
Boy,
be
you're
there
getting
on
pretty close
Sunday.
to Kansas at that point. I
That's
mean,
right.
just
It's
throw a
darn
rock.
near the border.
And you know, your weather's a little bit more milder there than in northern Nebraska, I think.
Yeah?
When you look at the map, you guys you get more thunderstorms where we get more ice across the, no, we can't tell people where we're at, obviously, but
Yeah.
the northern half of Nebraska seems to get more
Is there a
ice.
scientific reason for that you know of?
Well, at first it was because I thought, well, we didn't want to encourage anybody to come down and see a live performance because we'd be breaking the law.
Right.
And then after we were undisclosed for a while, it was kind of fun just to have the back and forth.
Yeah.
And now I'm wondering if we should just tell anybody, because I don't know if anybody would come. But we can't really have too many people. I don't know how it all works.
Right.
And you know, a lot of the bands prefer it this way because they'll only come out and perform if they can do it without a crowd, which I
Yeah.
don't blame them. You know, everybody's wanting to be careful. And then some of them are like, do you mind if I bring dancers? And I'm like, I don't know if we can bring dancers. There's not a lot of room to dance. It's just us and the camera people.
That's
Is it
right.
weird for you to play to a blank room, basically?
I mean, it's kind of like a rehearsal. So I'm happy to do it, and I've done a few television and radio things, and it's just I'm getting more and more used to it as quarantine goes on. I'll say it that way.
Yeah, well, that's good. We like having you here, and we like you watching tonight across the state of Nebraska. We've got more with Daniel Christian. We're going to get him to do his song, Bruising the Bricks, which you're going to enjoy that. Are you going back to the guitar next?
Sure.
Okay, so maybe we'll start out with his original there, and then we've got some great music. You can go to his website. I'm going to put that up real quick for you. You're open for gigs, right? So if somebody's watching tonight, we have a pretty good success rate. I was talking to one of the bands that were like, we got a gig in the middle of South Dakota. I have no idea how they watched our program, probably on the interwebs.
I suppose so. I haven't been up to South Dakota in a minute, so that'd be fun.
You could get signed up. They could just come grab you and take you tonight, right?
Come
to South
on
Dakota.
over.
Let's put up, there's his website. It's www.danielchristianmusic.com. And you can find out all about Daniel. You can see his mug, and you can find out how to book him for something. And he'd love to come to your town. Do you have like a travel? You could be in Kimball. We have a viewer in Kimball.
Well, I would love to meet that person. I'll go anywhere. I've gone coast to coast, literally from one ocean to the other and back to Nebraska again.
You've
So
driven all over the place.
That's
Didn't
right.
you perform for a while in Nashville? And
we made a couple records down there, and we've done a few performances there, a place called Bluebird Cafe that is fairly well known, especially thanks to the Nashville television series. But there were lines out the door even before that. So it was
Bluebird
fun.
Cafe, is that? Okay. Live music.
Live music, yeah, songwriters. It's where Garth Brooks and Taylor Swift were both discovered, and it's a beautiful room to sing in because it's the kind of place where people are encouraged to stay quiet and listen to the music of the artists, and if people start to visit, they are escorted out of the building because there's a line full of people waiting to get in.
Oh, gosh. Well, that doesn't happen
But
here.
you can imagine how appreciative that kind of makes the artists who playing for a very listenable crowd.
Yeah, I love that. So tomorrow night we're going to have a country rock band. On Wednesday we're going to have this Angie Creech and her polka tunes. Crazy. These folks come. There's just 3 of them. And they drink about 5 times that amount of beer per person. But they do a great job with polka, and you're going to love that. They're from Bellevue and Lincoln. Friday, well, Thursday is jazz, and then Friday, if I get my way, we could have an Elton John impersonator, essentially, on that piano.
I might stick around and come back.
You should. You whet our appetite a little bit. All right, tell you what, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more. You're watching Quarantine Tonight on News Channel Nebraska. Less commercials, more music. That's Quarantine Tonight. Tonight we have Daniel Christian, and he's going to do for us his original song written about Tecumseh, Nebraska, the brick streets with the beautiful courthouse. It is really a nice-looking town. Reminds me a little bit of Fairbury. You've got the, it's almost like, what's that one movie with Michael J. Fox, where the Back to the Future, where
yes,
they run
indeed.
the car up so fast, the clock tower.
We just need the clock now.
That's all you need.
That's all we need is the clock tower.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this one's about Tecumseh. Enjoy every second.
Thank you all for tuning in. It means a lot that you're watching. And yes, as our host told us, this is a song about bored teenagers in small towns. And nothing better to do than just drive around a whole bunch. So this one's called Bruising the Bricks. She turned heads in the parking lot in the yellow Mustang her daddy bought. For a moment she talked to me as she filled up with gasoline, and then she sped off down the brick top. I didn't catch her name, I won't forget her face. I didn't catch the license number as she drove away. I still think about her every time I drive the strip downtown, bruising the bricks. Every male ambassador just wanted to be her passenger, but she's out on the avenues. There's people to see and there's bricks to bruise. All the loners and all the cliques that cruise up and down 136. Wherever she lives, she's not there. She's patrolling the courthouse square with all the others bruising the bricks. I didn't catch her name, I won't forget her face. I didn't catch the license number as she drove away. I still think about her every time I drive the strip downtown, bruising the bricks. Always downtown, bruising the bricks. Thank you very much for listening to a couple of originals tonight. I'm going to go back to something that maybe you've heard before. This is a song that reminds me of my old job when I was a high school English teacher, and I know students and teachers are getting ready for going back into classrooms, and I know there's a little bit of uncertainty there still, but we're thinking about y'all and hoping that someday we can get back to the way we like it and the things we're used to. But this is a song for all the educators out there. You who are on the road must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye. Teach the children well, their father's help did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they picks
the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you you'd cry, just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. And you of tender years can know the fears that your elders grew by, and so please help them with your youth. They seek the truth before they can die. Teach your parents well, the children's hell they slowly go by, and feed them on their dreams, the ones they pick, the ones you know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you you'd die, just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. Poor old granddad, I laughed at all his words. Thought he was a bitter man when he spoke of women's ways. They'll trap you and they'll use you before you even know. Love is blind and you're far too kind. You can't ever let it show. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger, can such a pretty show. It'll steal your heart away. But backstage, back on earth again, the dressing rooms are gray. Come on strong, and it ain't too long before they make you feel like a man. Love is blind, and soon you'll find you're just a boy again. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger. When you want her lips, you get her cheek, it makes you wonder where you are. When you want some more and she's fast asleep, she'll leave you twinkling with the stars. Poor young grandson, there ain't nothing I can say, but you gotta learn it, it's just like me, yeah, and that's the hardest way. Ooh la la, ooh la la, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh la la. Oh, oh, oh. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger. Well, this song is a song about Elvis. It's called Elvis. a deep, thick, plush blue carpet at my feet, a peacock stained glass window staring back at me, a 9-foot crushed white velvet sofa in the hallway. There's a TV in the kitchen, she's cooking in her jammies, flipping them little sandwiches like she's flipping her hair. Sure feels nice to have someone to hold me. I'm the king of kings, you'll see. I'm everything you need, hey baby, I'm Elvis. I got 100 golden records in this one room, 50 gold albums upon my door. I got this 25-foot stretch Cadillac to drive you home. Drive you home, yeah. And downstairs there's a room that's in the basement. It's mostly made of yellow, red, and black. Some folks call it the jungle, but I just think it's a nice place to relax. I'm the king of kings, you'll see. I'm everything you need, hey baby, I'm Elvis. That's alright, mama, that's alright for you. That's alright, mama, now any way you do, that's alright. That's alright. That's alright now, mama, any way you do. Mama, she done told me, Papa done told me too. Son, that girl you're fooling with, well, she ain't no good, she no good for you, and that's alright, that's alright, that's alright now, mama, any way you do. I go up, I go down, I go up, down, down, up, any way you want me to go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you got me doing what you want. Baby, what do you want me to do? When you got me running, and you got me hiding, you got me running, hide, hide, and run any old way you want me to go. Yeah. But you got me doing what you want. Baby, what do you want me to do? Well, we said earlier, I used to be a high school teacher, and there was one day that some students approached me and they said, hey, you're into music, maybe you can explain something to us. They said, we were talking about Elvis Presley. We were wondering, what was the big deal? And what they meant was, why was he so controversial? Because he seemed pretty tame to them. Of course he would, wouldn't he? I said, well, you have to put it in context. You know, it's 1956. The number one song on the radio at that time is, How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? And then Elvis came out with this song that turned some heads. Something like this. Well, you may go to college, and you may go to school, and you may have a pink Cadillac, but don't be nobody's fool. Now, baby, come back now. Come on back, baby, come back. Come on back, baby, I wanna play house with you. Well, there's just one thing, baby, that I want you to know. Come on back, let's play a little house and act like we did before. Now, baby, come back now. Come on back, baby, come back to me. Come on back, baby, I wanna play house with you. Well, there's just one thing, baby, you got to understand. I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than to be with another man. Now, baby, come back, baby, come back, baby. Come on back, baby, come back to me. Come on back, baby, I wanna play house with you. Once a year, they all come to see me. Watch them throw their flowers at my toes. There's a line that stretches down my driveway, past the plane, it ends at the gift shop. Oh, no, 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 I'm the king of kings, you see. I'm everything you need, hey, baby, I'm Elvis. I'm the king of kings, you see. I'm everything you need, baby, I'm Elvis. But I'm Elvis, and I'm Elvis. That song, thank you. That's called Elvis. That's by an artist named Pat Green, with a few Elvis tunes thrown in there, including a Jerry Reed tune. Elvis liked Jerry Reed quite a bit. So that's where that one comes from. I was thinking I might do, is it okay to do just maybe one more original here? Okay. I didn't mean to trap you into that by asking you on camera. But this is a song, we've been talking about my hometown a little bit tonight, and this is a song that reminds me of where I grew up, and maybe where you grew up too. Nebraska is an awful lot of small towns, so the one thing I wanted to explain about this before we launch into it is it references something in the song that not a lot of people know about anymore because we don't have as many, and that is a full-service gasoline station. Now, we still have one of those where I live in Tecumseh, Nebraska, and maybe you've got a couple around too where you're from. But there are places in the country where there are only full-service stations. You might know that if you go out to New Jersey or over to Oregon. It's illegal to pump your own gas in those places. And I found that out when I tried to pump my own gas in Portland, Oregon one day. And somebody ran out of the convenience store and sort of urgently explained that is his job and not my job. And then I tipped him, which I guess was also a weird thing to do, but I didn't know any better at the time. My friend in Portland said, yeah, we don't really do that here. Oh, well. Then he saw my license plates, and he probably thought, oh, you know, Nebraska nice. So this is a song about where I come from, and there will be a little verse in there about the gas station. But it's where I come from, and it's also maybe where you come from. This is called Welcome Home. In my hometown cafe, they talk about the last day anyone came here on a train. Bobby Kennedy rode through here in '68, shaking hands on his last campaign. It was a railroad that put this place on the map until the interstate wiped us off it. The whistle kept me awake when I first came to town. Now I can't sleep without it. Welcome home. We won the state title back in '98. Most of us watched from the bleachers. We were enforcers and geeks, we were homecoming queens. Now we're soldiers and nurses and teachers. Welcome home. Welcome home. Time and again generations complain that life here isn't the same. It's just what people do, and I know we will too, 'cause there are some things that never change. And down at the station, before I hit the road, They check the tires and wash all the windows. And when my ship is ready, they raise all my sails so I can travel wherever the wind blows. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Well, that is a beautiful song. I don't think, did you perform that one last time you were on this show?
I don't think so. I'm trying to do stuff I didn't do last time just to mix it up.
I like that one. I especially like the part where you, at first you can't sleep because the train's going by so often.
Yeah.
And then you can't sleep when you don't hear the train.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Sydney, Nebraska. I was just out there about 10 days ago, and you know, the train goes by because they've got BNSF and Union Pacific.
Oh, sure.
So they've got a train going like every 3 or 5 minutes, and we were talking about doing like an outdoor concert there for the radio station, and I said, well, does the train, should we have it by the tracks? And they're like, what train? We don't hear any trains. They don't hear it. They get so used to it. It's just part of, is that the way it is in Tecumseh?
It's kind of been that way for me. For my wife, it still takes some getting used to. But, you know, I had somebody tell me early on, they said, you're thinking about it all wrong. You just need to think of it as a sound of home. And pretty soon you'll be lulled to sleep by it, and I almost don't notice them anymore.
Well, so many things in that song are so true about small towns, about winning the state title, and the kids that were in the state title now are soldiers and bakers and bankers.
That's
and
right.
all that stuff. What a great song. Now, if somebody wants to buy that song, what do they need to do?
I'll be honest with you, if somebody wants that song, all you have to do is sign up for my email list, which is on the front page of my website, danielchristianmusic.com. And you'll be able to download that and a couple others for free.
You need to get in that fancy store where it puts it on your phone just like pushing a button, and you make it like $1.
We have it there too, but if they want it for free, just give me your email, and hopefully that's a fair trade.
You're a musician, not a businessman.
Not at all. I know. I need you to manage me.
Well, you can do that too, but that's a great way to get it. DanielChristianMusic.com. Go out there, and maybe somebody's watching tonight that would love to have you come and perform in a socially distanced way somewhere, anywhere. Yeah. And that would be a beautiful song. The name of that song again?
It's called Welcome Home.
Welcome
and
Home.
Yeah, I'd love to come to your home and sing these songs for you. And
you do home visits now, I bet.
I do. We've done some home concerts. And as a matter of fact, we were doing some of those even before quarantine time. So it's just become a nice way to sit and listen to somebody in your home sing some songs and tell some stories. And that's kind of how our show usually works. We play a lot of churches, play a lot of small theaters and opera houses. Especially we love those historic opera houses you see around the state some places. So yeah, we'll play all sorts of things.
Maybe after the show, you just bring your guitar. I'll walk into my house and be like, Mandy, we're having a concert. Kids, get on the couch.
I'm game.
Yeah. She'd be like, what?
If
what
she's watching, she's like, uh-oh.
Oh, she 8:45 happens, and she's on the downhill slide into sleep. I'm like the only one awake in my house, and I'm a night owl. So
there you go.
What do you do? All right, I tell you what, we're going to have more with Daniel Christian. He's the pride of Tecumseh. The pride of Johnson County is with us here in southeast Nebraska. We're going to enjoy him next on, what are you going to pick, the piano?
I think I'll go back to piano, sure.
Okay, you can do whatever you'd like. You're watching News Channel Nebraska. We'll be right back. Well, I feel like I'm going through the seasons. When we first started this, it was dark early, obviously, and then it was light, you know, and then the summer solstice hits. And now that we're in the middle of July, it's dark again in our location. So you can tell we're moving our way through the seasons, and we'd like to hear from you about this program. I'm going to put the address up one more time. If you've already sent us a letter, thank you so much. If you haven't, and I know you may not be a letter writer, well, try it. Just do it for this program if you could. There is the address, 214 North 7th Street, Norfolk, 68701. And if you'd like, you can also go on our website, newschannelnebraska.com, click on Quarantine Tonight, take the survey, and fill that out. it would mean that we'll leave that address up a little bit for you here as we get on to the next round. Daniel Christian is here from Tecumseh. Lighten it up. You're going to, did I see Unchained Melody on your list?
Close. It's a different Unchained.
Oh.
With a really different vibe than the one you just mentioned.
Oh.
But that's a beautiful song, and there's no excuse for me not learning it.
Well, I don't know how you remember all the words to all these songs. Honestly, I can't remember that much, and musicians just go right along. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Christian, you're watching News Channel Nebraska. Make sure you send us a letter.
Well, I have climbed highest mountains, I have run through the fields only to be with you, only to be with you. Well, I have run and I have crawled and I have scaled these city walls, these city walls, only to be with you. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Well, I have kissed honey lips, I felt the healing in her fingertips, it burned like fire. This burning desire. Well, I have spoken with the tongues of angels, and I have held the hand of the devil, and it was warm in the night. I was cold as a stone, but I still haven't found what I'm looking for. No, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. I believe in kingdom come, when all the colors bleed into one, bleed into one. Yes, I'm still running. You broke the bonds, you lose the chains. You carried the cross of my shame, oh my shame. But you know I believe it, but I still haven't found what I'm looking for. No, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Thanks very much. That's a U2 song. And let's see. Here's an Otis tune right here. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting where the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, just to watch them roll away again. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. And I've had nothing to live for. It looked like nothing gonna come my way. No, I'ma sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Look like nothing gonna change. Everything remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do now, so I guess I'll remain the same. I just sit here resting my bones. This loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I rode, and just to make this dock my home. I'ma sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Yeah, yeah. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. We could live for 1,000 years, and if I hurt you, I'd make wine from your tears. I told you that we could fly, 'cause we all have wings. Some of us don't know why. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never, ever tear us apart. Standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. You were standing, I was there. Two worlds collided, and they could never, ever tear us apart.
Thank you. It's an NXS tune from the 1980s. And this is the Unchained song that was promised, but not the same one that you were probably hoping for. This is a song that was, I don't know, I think it goes back to maybe the early 60s, but I know it as a Ray Charles song, and it's called Unchain My Heart. Unchain my heart, baby, let me be. Unchain my heart, 'cause you don't care about me. Sort of like a pillowcase, but you're letting my love go to waste. Unchain my heart, oh please, come and set me free. Unchain my heart, baby, let me go. Unchain my heart, 'cause you don't love me no more. And every time I call you on the phone, some fella tells me that you're not at home. Unchain my heart, baby, please come and set me free. Well, I'm under your spell, like a man in a trance. But you know darn well I don't stand a chance. Well, unchain my heart, let me go my way. And unchain my heart, you worry me night and day. Why lead me through a life of misery when you don't care a bag of beans for me? Unchain my heart, baby, please come and set me free. I'm under your spell, like a man in a trance. But you know darn well I don't stand a chance. Unchain my heart, let me go my way. Well, unchain my heart, you worry me night and day. Why lead me through a life of misery when you don't care a bag of beans for me? Unchain my heart, baby, please come and set me free. Unchain my heart now, please come and set me free. Thank you, guys. It's very kind. Let's see. This is a song from the very first record I ever did in Nashville, Tennessee, and this one's called "Sometimes It's Time." The nightlife is all I know. But it's my life, and I ain't letting go. No, no, no. Well, I ain't evil, but I'm no saint. And I ain't never been one to walk around pretending like I'm something I ain't. When you listen to the radio, you might feel like you've been left behind. You're probably gonna think that I don't know. Whoa, oh. Sometimes it's not the time to let it go, but sometimes it's time. Oh, sometimes
sometimes it's time. Oh, you better look out, 'cause I'm not done having fun. I said you better look out, baby, 'cause I'm just looking out for number one. When you're thinking of me late at night, you won't believe you're on my mind, yeah. You're probably gonna think that you were right, oh, but you were right, but you were wrong. And sometimes it's not the time to break a heart, but sometimes it's time. Oh, well, sometimes it's time. All right, that one's called Sometimes It's Time, and that's on the very first record we ever did in Nashville, Tennessee. That record is called I Am Merely Sand. I want to just take a moment and say thank you to everybody for watching tonight, and thank you to Mr. Flood and NCN for having me. I think we have time for some more music, but just wanted to take a moment and say thank you for that. It means an awful lot to us that you keep tuning in. And I've had a lot of friends come and play the show as well, and we always really look forward to coming up here to this undisclosed location. But thank you for making it possible. These kinds of things that are really neat, you know, when people don't take care of them and support them, they go away, and then it's really hard to get them back again. But you keep, with your letters and with your viewership and your comments and your social media shares and all of those things, you keep it going, and it means a great deal to us. It really does. Please, you know, drop me a line if you watch the show tonight and you want to send me an email. You can do that through my website at danielchristianmusic.com. It would be fun to hear from you wherever you happen to be from. And as Mike was saying before, if you have a place you think that folks might be friendly to listening to these little songs I write or some of the other songs by other artists that I like to play, I would love to come and meet you. So just drop me a line or just say hello and tell me about yourself. That'd be a lot of fun too. There are some free songs available on the website. If you want to share your email address, you can download those for free. I hope that seems like a fair trade and not just some like slimy marketing scheme. But it'd be fun to keep in touch with you and let you know when we're in your neck of the woods. We go all over the place.
We have a full band version of the show, and that's pretty much it for commercials. Try not to do too many of those. What do you say? How about we do another? We got time for a couple more, maybe. So here's a Bruce Hornsby tune. Standing in line, marking time, waiting for their welfare dime, 'cause they can't buy a job. A man in a silk suit hurries by as he catches the poor old lady's eye. Just for fun, he says, get a job. That's just the way it is. Well, some things will never change, and that's just the way it is. Yeah, but don't you believe it? Hey, little boy, you can't go where the others go. You don't look like they do. Hey, old man, how can you stand to think that way? Did you really think about it before you made the rules? No. That's just the way it is. Well, some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Yeah, but don't you believe it? Well, they passed the law in '64 to give those who ain't got just a little bit more. Well, it only goes so far. But the law don't change another's mind when all they see at hiring time is a line on the color bar. That's just the way it is. Well, some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Yeah, but don't you believe it? Thanks very much. What do you say? Maybe one more be okay? All right. Well, this song, I think I did this one last time maybe, but hey, that's all right. Maybe you weren't watching last time. This is traditionally a guitar tune, but it's a lot of fun to play on piano because I'm just not good enough to play it on guitar. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in, and I hope we can all keep in touch and maybe meet you in person someday. Thank you for hosting us tonight, everybody. You guys are doing a great job, and it's been fun to hang out with you. Cheers, everybody. Be well. Black and orange stray cat sitting on a fence. Well, ain't got enough dough to pay the rent. Well, I'm flat broke,
but I don't care. I strut right by with my tail in the air. A stray cat strut, I'm a lady's cat. A feline isn't over here, man, that's that. I get a shoe thrown at me from a mean old man. I get my dinner from a garbage can. Meow. Don't cross my path. I don't bother chasing mice around. Oh no, I slink down the alley looking for a fight, howling to the moonlight on a hot summer night, singing the blues while the lady cats cry. Wow, stray cat, you're a real gone guy. I wish I could be as carefree and wild, but I got cat class and I got cat style. Well, I don't bother chasing mice around. Oh no, I slink down the alley looking for a fight, howling to the moonlight on a hot summer night, singing the blues while the lady cats cry. Wow, stray cat, you're a real gone guy. I wish I could be as carefree and wild, but I got cat class and I got cat style.
Wow, I think we hit a home run with you tonight, Daniel. You've done such a nice job. Thank you so much. Daniel Christian here. If you want some of his music, you got to go to danielchristianmusic.com. You can find the website right there, and you can log in, get it for free by just giving him your email so he can keep good touch with you. And so the three songs that I really like so far from you, the three you've done here, something, what's it called?
Sometimes It's Time.
Sometimes It's Time. Was that one of the ones you did tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
One of the original ones.
Yeah, and then Bruising the Bricks.
Oh, sure.
And then what was the third one?
And Welcome Home.
Welcome Home. Okay, I haven't got that one yet.
And
That's the one
you
I
get for
want.
free.
That's the one. Yes.
Well, I can send it to you because you're
Well,
special.
we can work things out. Daniel Christian, on behalf of a very grateful audience, there's just so many people out there watching tonight, and you gave them a reprieve from all the junk on all the other channels that's the same stuff that rotates around. We got to hear this guy from Tecumseh who's gone to Nashville and coast to coast, and you should feel really, really good about sharing all those talents with everyone tonight.
It's my privilege. Thank you for having us.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. My mom even texted and said, he seems so nice. And she is a good judge, let me tell you.
She's my favorite.
She is. She's viewer number one tonight. All right, so we're working our way towards the end of the show. Tomorrow night, country music. Wednesday night, polka with Angie Creech. Jazz on Thursday. And then on Friday, fingers crossed, could be an Elton John appearance, or somebody that's not actually Elton John but does a good job with his music. So we hope that you join us all week. It's a great week ahead for Quarantine Tonight, brought to you by the University of Nebraska Medical Center. It's time now for news on News Channel Nebraska.